Handoff straight ahead to Mitchell. He has room to go. He may go all the way, and he will. A 23-yard. So Blacksburg has won the toss. They will defer receiving the football on the second half kickoff. Continuing with Blacksburg starters. At tailback, it will be junior Brian Mitchell. He had 3 receptions for 40 yards last week against Salem. On the year, he has 218 yards on 22 carries, just under 10 yards a carry on average. At the Z wide receiver spot, UVA commit senior Tyquest Terry. He had a relatively quiet night receiving against Salem, just 1 reception for 9 yards, but he ran the ball 5 times for 57 yards, and as we mentioned earlier, made a few really big defensive plays late in the second half. Senior Thomas Coffey, the ex-receiver, had 2 receptions for 80 yards last week, including the 74-yard reception in which he dove for and hit the pylon, yet was somehow called out of bounds short of the end zone. On the year, Coffey has 17 receptions for 508 yards and 7 touchdowns. The Y receiver, junior Kareem Muhammad, what a night he had last week against Salem. 6 receptions for 117 yards and 2 touchdowns. Muhammad has 16 receptions for 348 yards and 5 touchdowns in 2018. The H receiver or H-back combo will be junior Logan Hudson. Also look for senior Drew Babcock to get some time at receiver as well. The Bruins' offensive line will consist of Jacob Lucas at left tackle. The left guard will be junior Sam Hughes. He'll get his 2nd start of the season. Senior Parker White will be at center. Senior Ethan Krickenberger, the right guard. Senior Greg Weaver, the right tackle. Senior Chaz Sheeler will handle the bulk of the place-kicking duties again this week. On kickoffs, he is averaging 54.8 yards on his 35 kickoffs. Luke Goforth will be the punter. He is averaging 38.3 yards per punt this season. And Sheeler is about ready to get this game underway. Blacksburg will move from our right to our left. They have on their yellow pants, the blue jerseys with the yellow numbers, the blue helmets with the distinctive letter B. Patrick Henry with black pants, white jerseys, black numbers, and white helmets. Here is the kickoff. It is rolling out of bounds. That's the 2nd out of bounds kickoff for Sheeler on the season. Defensively, Blacksburg will be in their 4-2-5 alignment tonight. The defensive ends will be seniors Donald Norris and Jacob Lucas. Norris had 8 tackles last week against Salem. He leads the team on the season with 33 tackles. The interior of the defensive line, the defensive tackles, will be manned by junior Darius Norris, and we'll have to see who will play tonight for Tim Sawyers, who came out in street clothes here this evening. At linebacker, it will be seniors Cole Epperly and Drew Babcock. Babcock had 5 tackles against Salem. He has 26.5 on the year. Epperly had 6 tackles last week and has 25 on the season. The Spurs, the whip, the run stopper, and the rover, the pass defender, will be Craig Weaver at the whip, Logan Hudson at the rover, Kareem Muhammad and Luke Goforth will be the cornerbacks. Brian Mitchell will be the free safety at the apex of the Bruins' defense. And Patrick Henry has taken the option of asking Blacksburg to kick it off again from its own 35, and so we will do it all over again on the kickoff. One thing to notice tonight, Brad, is how well these kickers can plant their feet on these kicks. And this is a kick on the ground. It rolls into the hands of Patrick Henry's number 9. That is Tremaine Divers, and he is brought down at about the 34-yard line. And Brad, I did a little bit of research on the special teams this year. The furthest that Blacksburg has allowed any team to get a kickoff this year is the 37-yard line. When you force teams to go 60, 65, 70 yards every single drive, your chances of winning go up.
Absolutely. They've done a really good job. That's a credit to our kicking group. You know, Chaz has done a great job kicking, and we've done a good job of coverage as well.
Patrick Henry will put it in play from the near side hash mark at the 34-yard line. Twin receivers to both sides. Single running back beside the quarterback gun on his left. Snap comes back, gun, straight drop, has time. Now he's going to take off and run, stumbles on the field. That's going to be a theme tonight. He'll get up to about the 35 for a gain of just 1. Good downfield coverage by the Bruins secondary.
Yeah, good job right there. Once again, those inside backers hanging tight. Babcock and Epperly in on the tackle there. Not before he's able to pick up a yard or 2, but good job there by the Bruins. Good coverage downfield by the defensive backs.
Caldwell and Thomas to the far side of the field. Stevens Noel is to the near side. The running back is again to the left of the quarterback Gunn. Straight drop. Here comes Gunn being pressured, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. A nice tackle by Darius Norris for a sack.
Great job there, Darius Norris coming right up through the middle there.
Well, so far that field, Brad, holding up a little bit, at least for the Blacksburg defenders. They were able to get good penetration on that particular play.
I tell you what, though, it's funny that before it's over with, we're not going to be able to see anybody's numbers. I just see a few of them that's been on tackles, and they're pretty muddy right now, so it ought to be an enjoyable game for them.
3rd and 20 from the 24. Again, twin receivers to both sides. Same formation as the previous 2 plays. The quarterback Gunn now barks a little bit of instructions to his running back, Devon Russell. And before the snap comes back, just before the center sent it back to the quarterback, there was a delay of game call on Patrick Henry. It'll be 3rd and 25.
Good job right there. It looked like Coach Sheeler had dialed up a little bit of pressure coming from the corners right there. And I'm not sure that Patrick Henry was quite ready for that, so it sort of stalled their play calling and ends up getting a delay of game.
3rd and 25 from the 19. PH moving from our left to right. Snap comes back to Gunn. He has time, looks, he's going to throw, has a receiver over the middle, and a broken tackle initially by Blacksburg, but cleaning it up was Brian Mitchell.
Good job right there. Luke Goforth came in first and made the good collision, and as you said, Mitchell was able to bring him down. Boy, that field is like ice out there. You can just see them when they go to move. I mean, they're just sliding everywhere.
I walked out on the field, Brad, before the game, and it was squish, squish, squish. Every step you took. I don't know if there's a dry place on this field. Our River Ridge Dermatology sideline reporter, Jake Lyman, told us that they trucked a ton, literally a ton of sand into this field to try to get it playable. Here's another penalty on Patrick Henry.
Looks like it was an illegal shift, so that's going to bring that play back. It's going to bring a 3rd down and about 30. I don't know if there's a play in the playbook for that one.
The exact same formation for every play so far for Patrick Henry. Twins on either side. Now the quarterback Gunn is rolling to his left, and Bruins are on top of him at about the 5-yard line. And Patrick Henry started that drive at the 35. They're going to punt from the vicinity of the 5.
Great job right there. Donald Norris coming in from that end position, making a big sack and moving them backwards. Going to bring up a 4th and 39. You know, this is another interesting thing too. Wet field conditions, your hands are wet. When you snap those punts and the punts are trying to get off, I mean, it's all a different dynamic.
So the punter, which is the kicker Langenhammer, is standing about 2 yards inside of the end line of the Patrick Henry end zone. A clean snap. He gets it off a low end-over-end punt. It bounces at about the 35. Terry picks it up at the 40, cuts to his right, over the 35, and he's brought down at about the 30-yard line. Nice little return by Terry. And on that particular play, Brad, it looks like at least Tyquest can still cut on the field.
Yeah, it looked like he did a pretty good job right there.
Okay, 10 yards before being brought down by number 50, Jackson Edwards.
You're absolutely right, Brad. At the end of this game, it's going to be interesting to see just how muddy these players are. The ones that have hit the ground so far, pretty sloppy.
Oh, well, you know, the interesting thing is if they're going both ways, they don't have an opportunity to get out to try to get their cleats clean or anything like that. So that gives another dynamic as well. You know, I watched Cole on the first play there when he went to make that tackle. His whole face was just filled with mud.
Triplets to the far side of the field for Blacksburg. Twins to the near side. Johnston, straight drop, has time, still has time, throws into the end zone, has a receiver open, and a catch by Kareem Muhammad on the first offensive play of the game for Blacksburg.
What a beautiful throw by Grant Johnson. He just laid it right over top of that defender's shoulders, right into Kareem's hands.
What a beautiful ball by the senior quarterback. He laid that, like you said, Brad, perfectly over the shoulder. If this offensive line gives Grant Johnston time to throw, this offense is absolutely lethal.
They really are.
Jazz Sheeler will come on to the field to attempt the extra point, and we're going to watch how these kickers hit the field with that plant foot, see if they do it a little bit gingerly. At least on that kick. Good distance by Sheeler, and the kick is good. So Blacksburg quickly scores. 8:42 remains in the first quarter. Blacksburg leads it 7-0. You are listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg 93.1 and 97.1 FM.
That's another main.
Here's a squib kick by Jazz Sheeler. It is picked up by Tremaine Divers, his second kickoff return, and he gets to about the same place he did on the first one, Brad, right at the 35.
Yeah, it looks like Kareem Muhammad in on the tackle there for the Bruins. Not before he's able to get back to the 35, but still good job there by that cover team. Didn't get a whole lot of room with that sort of squib kick that we just did.
And you've got to think that on a field like this, they won't even try for a touchback tonight. They'll just keep it on the ground where players are going to be a little bit choppy trying to return kicks. It's going to be interesting to see how this game unfolds on this field, Brad.
Well, it really will. I mean, you know, I tell you, PH has got a team that they've got some kids, anytime they touch it, they can take it to the house, so you have to be careful of that.
Double tight end set, max protect formation. This is the give to Thomas, their talented tailback, and he'll have a gain of about 5, maybe 6, up to the 42.
Takes a carry around the left side.
Yeah, it's pretty good run right there by Thomas. Looked like Goforth coming in for the tackle.
He'll gain 7 yards.
A single receiver this time, which is Devin Russell, splits to the far side of the field from the far side hash mark. A running back on either side of the quarterback gun, and Blacksburg did not like what they saw, and they will call a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout as well for 30 seconds. You're listening to Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg.
I drive because the hours are flexible.
I drive because the money is great.
I drive for BT, you can too.
Same formation coming to timeout. A single running back on either side of the quarterback gun and shotgun. He has it, hands it off to Thomas, and he's going to be ridden down. Looked like Jacob Lucas was the first to get him, and he'll get up to about the 45.
Good job there by Jacob coming in. He's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 here.
Bruins, number 44, Logan Hudson, and number 54, Jacob Lucas.
Scoreboard shows 3rd and 1.
Yeah, it looks like that's probably a little bit closer to what I thought too.
New line of scrimmage.
So let's see if Gunn stays in the shotgun. He now moves his running back from his right side to his left side. Twin receivers to the far side of the field. Gunn, quick slant out in the flat, has it to Thomas with just enough room for the first down. He'll be up, looks to be about the 48 or 49.
Yeah, going to be enough to move the chains right there for the Patriots of PH.
Down by number 11, Drew Babcock.
And that might be a glimpse, Brad, of what the game plan is going to be for PH tonight. Just simple, short, quick passes, try to move the chains.
Just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Twin receivers to the far side, a single running back to the right of Gunn, who drops, throws, wants to go long, has a receiver out in the open, but overthrown. That was Isaiah Bryant along the PH sideline, but that ball was overthrown by about 5 yards.
Well, it's a good job there by Brian Mitchell, too. I mean, it looked like he was open, but Brian came over from that safety position and closed up quick and was in great coverage right there for the Bruins.
Ball remains at the Patriots.
Textbook free safety play by Brian Mitchell. His father, of course, the defensive backfield coach, about 3 miles from here on the campus of Virginia Tech. Same formation. Handoff goes ahead to the running back. Looked like that was Jamarian Jones in the backfield that time, and he'll get a gain of maybe a yard.
Looked like Tyquest Terry in on the tackle there.
Jones, the new ball carrier for the Patriots.
3rd and 9, the ball just shy of the midfield stripe on the far side hash. Again, PH will put 2 receivers in the boundary. 1 running back this time lines up to the right of the quarterback gun. He straight drops, wants to go long, has a receiver out in there, and did he catch it inbounds? Are they going to say that was a catch?
I believe so.
They are. It looked like it was along the sideline. Questionable whether he got in or not, but the official was running right down the sideline, and it's a completion down to about the Blacksburg 20.
We had good coverage right there. That was just a good throw and good catch for the Patriots.
It looked to me like Brad Blacksburg just didn't quite get turned around in time to locate the ball to be able to make a play on it. Max protect this time for PH. Hand off to the right initially, and then cutting it back inside was Thomas, and he is wrapped up for a gain of 2.
Handoff goes to the right side to number 1, Leroy Thomas.
2nd and 8, 6:25 remaining in the first quarter. Blacksburg leading 7-0. They got a 30-yard touchdown pass from Grant Johnston to Kareem Muhammad on the only offensive play from scrimmage Blacksburg has run in the first quarter. This time, Devon Russell splits to the near side. Double H-back formation, and it looked like maybe the wide receiver left early. Not sure if it was him or not, but somebody did, and PH will move 5 yards backwards.
Ball will be spotted back 5 yards, replay 2nd down.
So it will be 2nd and 14. Now from the 24 of Blacksburg. Substitutions coming onto the field for PH at several positions. See if they have 11 on the field. They do. Twin receivers to both sides, and now we're going to have a timeout quickly called by Alan Fiddler, who has his hands on his hips. He did not like something that he saw. I quickly counted, Brad. I counted 11. Maybe there was 12.
Maybe so. I'm not real sure. I could not tell. This is a big drive, though. You know, they're in Bruin territory. You never know how many times that's going to happen. So they're going to do everything they can to try to get some points on the board here.
5:47 is where the clock stops here in the first quarter on a very soggy Dave Christ field. Let's go down for a second to our River Ridge Dermatology sideline reporter, Jake Lyman. Jake, you've had a chance to watch a couple of series down there. What's the footing like so far for the players?
Avelinos, Bull and Bones, Buffalo Wild Wings, Custom Catering, Mellow Mushroom, and Olive Garden. Please support these local businesses that support Blacksburg Bruin Athletics. Patriots are set to put the ball back into action.
PH comes out of the timeout, puts twin receivers on either side of the line of scrimmage. Single running back, gun, drops back to throw. Wanted to go out into the flat. He's being chased by Bruins, and he's going to be brought down at about the 35-yard line, a loss of 11.
That was a Norris sandwich right there. Donald and Darius Norris coming in from both sides. That sounds like a pretty good sandwich at McAdoo's ought to have, the Norris sandwich.
Well, you know, one of our sponsors ought to come up with that.
I think so.
The Norris Special. How about PK's?
I mean, I just gave them the opportunity. I didn't trademark it or anything.
There you go. Business opportunities free of charge from ESPN Blacksburg's Brad Epperly. How about that? And you didn't even go to the Pampa Business School. 3 receivers to the near side. A single one to the far side. Single running back about a yard behind the quarterback, almost in an I formation. Straight drop for Gunn. He's in trouble again. He throws it out in the flat, has a receiver who gets by one Bruin, then he slips. His feet go out from under him at about the 25-yard line. That was Devin Russell, and had he not slipped, Brad, he may have gone all the way.
Yes, he very well could have, but in the same token, our defensive player slipped as well. So, I mean, it's just fair game out there right now.
And with where the ball is on the field at the 25, PH will keep their offense on the field and go for it on 4th and 15. Twin receivers on either side from the near side hash mark. Single running back in the backfield is Devin Russell. Now Gunn will pause, look to his sideline, get the play signaled in. He takes about a 5-yard drop. He starts before the snap, dropping back. He's in trouble. He goes out into the flat, and it's going to be caught. Brian Mitchell couldn't get there in time, and it's just enough for a first down, a pickup of 17 on 4th and 15.
Wow, that's a tough one to give up right there. Just a little bit slow in getting over there, but you know, we weren't able to get any pressure on the quarterback that time either.
So it's 1st and goal for PH from the 9. They go into a very tight formation, double, tight end set, power I formation, handoff to Thomas, and he's going to be brought down after a gain of about, looks like 2, down to the 7.
Yeah, he's able to pick up a couple yards right there, so going to bring up 2nd and 7 here for the Patriots.
Inside handoff goes to number 1, Leroy Thomas.
2nd and goal from the 7. This is the second offensive possession of Patrick Henry in the game. Blacksburg leading 3:35 remaining in the first quarter. Again, it is a power I double tight end set. Handoff to the up back, and he's going to be brought down at about the 5-yard line. Another 2-yard gain. 3rd and goal from the 5 coming up for PH.
I could not tell who was in on that tackle right there. Definitely was able to sort of pull him down. It could have been Tyquest Terry, but I'm not 100% sure. It's over on the far side of the field.
Same formation, PH going, tempo. Gunn is under center. 3 in the backfield. Gunn rolling. Tyquest Terry missed him. Pass in the end zone to a wide open tight end for the touchdown. That was Trace Pedigo, who went across the end zone from his left to right, and Tyquest Terry looked like he slipped a little bit, and we're seeing already, Brad, we knew this field would be a little bit sloppy, and right now we saw one play where it hurt PH, we saw another play where it hurt Blacksburg. That's just going to be a fact of life tonight here at Bill Brown Stadium.
It definitely will be. You know, by the time this game's over with, I mean, the field's going to be shredded. There's no doubt about it.
Langenhammer, another left-footed kicker, will try the extra point. He puts it up. And that kick is good, and Patrick Henry has tied the game with 3 minutes, 2 seconds remaining in the first quarter. You're listening to Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg. Brad, when you convert a 4th and 15 deep in your opponent's territory, that just gives you confidence. Patrick Henry has made a statement here. They're not going to be intimidated by Blacksburg. They have come to play tonight.
They absolutely have, and you know, we've got to be cautious here on this kickoff because they're probably going to hit it on the ground as well.
Number 88, Thomas Coffey.
Langhammer approaches the football. Kicks it in the air. It's an end-over-end kick. It's going to be hauled in by Coffey at about the 13. He heads to his right. He has a little bit of room, and he's going to be driven out of bounds at about the 31-yard line. A return of 18.
Good run back there by Coffey. Looks like there is a Patriot down on the field. Officials calling for their trainer to come over. I can't get a number.
Looks like maybe number 16. That might be their running back, Devin Russell. The first number is a 1. I cannot tell from the way he is. Looks like it's number 19.
Very well could be.
We do not even have a 19 on our roster. He is on his knees. Looks like he may have gotten hit in the stomach.
Yeah, somewhere around there, I believe.
But now he is up and he is walking off the field under his own power. No assistance from the trainers, so hopefully he will be in good shape the rest of the night. And the Blacksburg offense makes its second appearance on the field. A tie game in the first quarter at Bill Brown Stadium, 2:56 remaining. It is tied at 7.
Well, Patrick Henry's definitely had the time possession advantage here. We've only had it one play, but fortunately we was able to score on that one play.
A pistol look for Blacksburg. Terry is to the left of Johnston. Mitchell is behind him. Twins to the near side. Single receiver far side. Hand off to Mitchell. Breaks through the first wave of tacklers and gets up over, well, they'll mark him right at the 35 for a gain of 4.
Good hard run right there by Brian.
Handoff goes to number 30, Brian Mitchell for the Bruins.
And we've talked a lot about it all season long, Brad, about Blacksburg not really having to ever be in a position to have to run the football to move the chains. Maybe tonight, out of necessity due to field conditions, we'll see a little bit of that.
Well, we very well could, and I think that we can run it just fine.
Twins to the near side, twins to the far side. Mitchell in the backfield, pass out in the flat to Terry. He breaks the first tackle. Here he goes. He's up over the 40, over the 45, and up to about the 47-yard line for a gain of 12 and a Nest Realty first down.
Good hard run right there by Tyke West. Tyke West knew that he couldn't really do a whole lot of moving laterally, and he just sort of just hit it up the field, and that's what they're going to have to do tonight. There's not going to be a lot of lateral movement that we're going to be allowed to do.
Muhammad and Coffey to the far side. Coffey outside of Muhammad. To the near side is Golston. Again, it is Terry and Mitchell in the backfield in a maxed protect scheme this time. Mitchell to the right, Terry to the left. Here's the handoff to Mitchell. He's up over the midfield stripe. That's Terry, rather, and he spins his way down finally at about the 46-yard line of Patrick Henry, a gain of 8.
Yeah, good hard run right there again by Tyke West. Great job by the offensive line, sort of making a wall up through there to where Tyke West is able to run behind. You know, you look at that play and, you know, maybe on a dry field or a turf field, that might be a touchdown right there.
Coffey and Golston this time are to the near side. Check that Muhammad. Golston to the far side. 2 in the backfield. Hand off Mitchell, sweeping around the right side. Has room to go. Has 5 yards and more over the 30, and that's where he's going to be brought down. A gain of 16 for Brian Mitchell. Another Nest Realty first down for Blacksburg.
Great hard run right there by Brian Mitchell. I mean, he had a couple spin moves, able to pick up extra yardage and just keep moving those chains. That's what we got to keep doing.
1:11 remaining in the first quarter. A tie game at 7. Blacksburg scored on a 30-yard touchdown pass from Johnston to Muhammad on their first play of the game. This drive began on Blacksburg's side of the field. Blacksburg wanted to pass. Grant Johnston rolling to his left. He's got room to go. He's over the 30, over the 25, puts his head down and bowls over number 16, Devin Russell, for PH.
Good hard run right there by Grant Johnson. That once again shows his competitive nature right there. I'm sure his dad's telling him to get out of bounds, but good hard run by Grant Johnston.
A gain of, the scoreboard says 9, looks more like 8 from our vantage point, but we'll take it. A gain of 9, 2nd and 1. Could be a down, Brad, maybe to go into the end zone. Golston and Terry will split to the right. Muhammad and Coffey to the left. Mitchell in the backfield. He stays in the block for Johnston. Johnston wants to throw it into the end zone, and almost an incredible catch by Muhammad. He had to reach behind and try to catch that ball. That was Terry, actually, on the right side of the end zone.
Into the end zone for number
you know, not a bad play call right there. You know, a 2nd and 1. You know, you want to try to get into the end zone. Fortunately, we've been able to run the ball pretty well, so it brings up 3rd and 1 here. 12 seconds to go in the first quarter. Tied up 7-7.
Terry will set up to the right of Johnston. Mitchell behind Johnston. Golston to the near side. Muhammad and Coffee to the far side. Snap back. It was a fake to Mitchell. Tyquest Terry has it. He's got the first down. He spins away from one tackler, and he goes into the end zone for the touchdown. Tyquest Terry from 21 yards out.
Good play call right there by Coach Johnston. That defensive end came up, and he took on Mitchell, and it left Tyquest Terry out in the flats wide open, and all they had to do was just sort of flip it out there to him, and he did the rest.
So Blacksburg, with 5 seconds remaining in the first quarter, takes a 13-7 lead. Chaz Sheeler will try to make it 14-7 out of the hold of Luke Goforth. The snap will come back from Craig Weaver. Sheeler takes his drop, waits for the snap. It's clean, a good hold by Luke Goforth, and a good kick by Chaz Sheeler. 5 seconds remain in the first quarter. Blacksburg leads it by the score, 14-7. You're listening to Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg 93.1 and 97.1 FM. And if you're listening to the game tonight, we'd love to hear from you. Send us a text with your name and where you're listening from. 866-961-1430. 866-961-1430. We'll try to get as many of those names on the air listening tonight as we can, particularly if you are listening out of the Commonwealth of Virginia. We'd love to hear from you. We do know one of our spotters, Tom Bibbins, is listening tonight from San Francisco, California. Chaz Sheeler puts the ball in play. It is caught on a line drive at about the 10-yard line by PH, and the returner is going to be brought down at about the 23.
Good job right there. Looked like Bubby Cole coming down to make the initial contact.
Samuel Tolley, 6'1", 225-pound junior, was the returner for Patrick Henry.
Looks like that's going to be the end of the quarter, Mark.
That is the end of the first quarter, and Blacksburg will take a 14-7 lead into the second stanza when we return. You're listening to Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg.
Patrick Henry Patriots 7.
On the first play from scrimmage, it is a 1-yard carry, if that, by Leroy Thomas. Scoreboard calls it 2nd and 10, so will we. Twin receivers to the far side. There's an H-back to the right of Gunn. Now he drops him back into a max protect scheme, so a running back on either side of Gunn. The handoff is to the inside running back, and a nice tackle right off the bat. Looked like that was Mr. Epperly that made that tackle.
Yeah, it's a good job right there by Cole coming up and filling that hole. It looked like he was going to pick up some good yardage, but he held true to his spot.
And if you want to hear or see what wrap up means, that's what Cole Epperly did. He wrapped around the legs of the running back and did not let go. 3rd and 9 from the 24. Twins to the far side. A single running back in the backfield. That's Jalen Cook for Patrick Henry. Gunn points out where he wants one of his players to go, has a straight drop. He's under pressure. He's going to go long. He has his receiver out there. That's Thomas, who dives for it and almost makes an incredible fingertip catch at the Blacksburg 35. It was just off his hands.
Yeah, I mean, that's a beautiful throw, and he got behind our defensive backs right there. And if it was just a little bit shorter, that would have been a touchdown for him. We've got to make sure that we understand the athletes that we're playing right here. They've got speed just like we've got speed, and they're showing it right there. Defensively, you're always at a disadvantage in a field condition like this because offense knows what's happening.
They have, over the years, Brad, always had pretty good athletes out on the field. They just haven't been able to mesh them together as a well-performing team. So Langenhammer in punt formation stands at about his 10. Puts his foot into it, and it's a good kick. It's going to bounce at about the 40 of Blacksburg. It'll go inside the 35. It'll be down at about the 31-yard line.
Great job right there by that Bruin defense, standing up tall and making them punt.
Reeves Russell.
It's going to give the Bruins good field position once again here at the 33-yard line.
1st and 10 Bruins.
It will be Tyquest Terry and Thomas Coffey on the near side. Now Terry will shift. Check out, it's Muhammad that will shift. So on the far side, it will be 3 receivers for Blacksburg. Coffey is to the near side between the numbers and the Blacksburg sideline. Mitchell is in the backfield. Johnston hands it off to Mitchell. He comes to his left over the 35, over the 40, over the 45, and up to about the 47-yard line. A gain of 14, a Nest Realty first down.
Good job right there, Brian Mitchell.
On the right side goes number 30, Brian Mitchell for the Bruins.
I think we could have got a little bit longer of a run right there. We just we missed a block downfield, but enough to move the chains there for the Bruins.
Well, Brian Mitchell's jersey on the backside is full of mud at this point. He will join Tyquest Terry on either side of the quarterback Johnston. Twin receivers to the far side. A single receiver near side. Pass in the flat. Complete to Babcock. Stutter steps. He's over the 45 of PH and down to near the 41-yard line. It looks like they'll give him a good spot. And it will be another Nest Realty first down for Blacksburg.
Yeah, definitely a favorable spot right there, but that was a good job by Drew Babcock. It was sort of that screen. He ran into his own player, but he kept those knees just a-pumping and able to pick up good yardage and pick up the first down to move the chains.
Babcock and Muhammad to the left side of the line. Ball on the near side hash mark. It is Coffey to the near side. Again, 2 in the backfield with Johnston, Terry, and Mitchell. Play action. Johnston scrambling to his right, waiting, throws, hits Coffey near the first down marker. Let's see where they spot him along the Blacksburg sideline. I believe he's going to be about a yard short.
Great job right there by Thomas Coffey going down the field. He did exactly what you teach your receivers to do. If you see that quarterback starting to scramble, you got to come back to him. And was able to pick up good yardage there. Looks like a pickup of 8.
2nd and 2 for Blacksburg. Pistol look this time for the Bruins. Terry is to the left of Johnston. Mitchell behind him. Twin receivers to the left, single receiver to the right. Play action, pass out in the flat to Terry. He's got white jerseys around him. Does some fancy footwork, able to break free and get the first down. He's going to be out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. A gain of 10 for Terry on a play that looked like it could have been blown up at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he did a lot on his own right there. Just sort of did a little shifty shake right there, and down the field he went, moving the chains once again.
It is a Nest Realty first down for Blacksburg, whose offense seems to have found a rhythm. Muhammad and Coffey to the near side. Ball on the far side hash mark. There's a running back on either side of the quarterback, Johnston, who looks at his wristband to get the play call. Waits for the snap. Has it. Hand off to Terry. Straight ahead he goes. He's got room. He's over the 15 and down close to the 11.
Going to be enough for another first down. Moving the chains right there. Blacksburg showing right now they can do it through the air and on the ground.
Another Nest Realty first down. I tell you, Brad, Nest Realty, the sponsors of our first downs this year, the way Blacksburg has scored sometimes on just one or two plays, we haven't had too much of a chance to give Nest Realty some of the mileage from that advertisement agreement. But on this night, Nest Realty, we may mention your name a lot. Babcock, Terry, and Muhammad to the near side, Coffey to the far side along the PH sideline. That is the very unsure part of the field. Johnston back, throws, has the receiver at about the 5-yard line, and 3 white jerseys will throw him down. That was Muhammad.
Good catch right there by Muhammad, going up the ladder and pulling that one in. Looks like it's going to bring up a 2nd and 5. You know, the Bruins can still get a first down without scoring.
The marker is at about the 1-yard line, so Blacksburg will have it 2nd and 4 from the 5. Babcock is alone on the near side, twins to the far side, pistol formation, handoff, Mitchell straight ahead, and into the end zone goes Brian Mitchell for Blacksburg's 3rd touchdown of the night from 5 yards out.
Great hard run right there by Brian Mitchell, and what can you say about that offensive line opening up that hole for him? Terrific job there by the Bruins. That's an impressive drive that they just reeled off.
And one thing I noticed, Brad, about that particular play, I don't know if you saw it, but the splits on the linemen were wider than they've been usually tonight. Blacksburg gets down in that short field situation. They're going to move those offensive linemen apart a little bit to try to create some space, and it worked to perfection there.
Well, if you can get your splits wide as an offensive group, you're doing something right.
Chad Sheeler hopes to make it 21-0. A somewhat high snap, but Luke Goforth, with the sure hands he has, is able to put it down, and Sheeler is able to put it through the uprights. Blacksburg stretches the lead 21-7, 8:30 remaining in the second period of play from Bill Brown Stadium in Blacksburg. You're listening to Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg. A high end-over-end kick caught at about the 8-yard line, and then, oh my goodness, if you were in the stadium, you would see Darius Norris leveled the boom.
I'm going to tell you
what. On the kick returner. Oh my gosh, he'll remember that tonight.
Darius Norris just needs to have the nickname Hitman, because I'm telling you right now, Hitman Norris just took him out again. Every game that we've called,
Everyone.
he has had some type of major hit that just has brought the crowd up off their feet. From here on, that's Hitman Norris right there.
Hitman Norris. You have been labeled, Mr. Norris, by Brad Epperly. You're the Hitman. Twin receivers to the near side. Twins receivers to the far side. A single running back, Devin Russell, to the left of the quarterback gun. Straight drop. He now rolls to his left, in trouble. He'll just throw it at the feet of the Bruins defenders, and we're going to have a penalty flag that comes in late.
There's a penalty flag on the play, however.
I don't know if that was a chop block that we saw at the end of that play, Brad, or
well, I know that
whether
they had they peeled back and had a block in the back against one of our linebackers.
And now they're going to wave it off.
Wave it off.
Intentional grounding call, as there was a receiver in the area.
It looked like it could have been a chop block.
Second down and 10 for the Patriots.
Looked like it could have been intentional grounding, but there was a white jersey, an eligible white jersey, in the general vicinity of where Gunn threw it into the ground.
Yeah.
So it is 2nd and 10 from the 24 of Patrick Henry. They are moving from our right to left here in this second quarter. Blacksburg leading 21-7, 8:21 remaining before halftime. Twins to the far side. Tight end in the game. Gunn wants to go long, throws along the sideline, and the pass is broken up at about the 40-yard line of Blacksburg. Mr. Gunn is displaying a gun, Brad. He can put the ball out there.
Oh, he can throw it. There's no doubt about it, and he's got some kids that can run underneath it. But terrific job right there by number 2, Josh Golson, breaking that ball up, and he was step for step with him.
By number 6, Tyquez Terry for the Bruins. That brings up 3rd down and 10.
It's now 3rd and 10 for Patrick Henry. Double tight end set. Single running back. 2 receivers to the right. Back comes the snap to Gunn. He rolls to his right, wants to throw out into the flat. The receiver had fallen down already and was just starting to get up when the ball arrived in his zip code, but he was nowhere close to being able to make the catch. That looked like it was Leroy Thomas that was the intended target.
Great job once again by that defense, bringing up a big 4th down here.
Bruins sent back deep to receive. Number 6.
So it'll be another Patrick Henry punt.
Number 30, Brian Mitchell.
Langhammer stands at his 10. Mitchell and Terry
Number 44, Ryan Fouts on the punt
are between the 45 and the 40 of Blacksburg. Snap comes back. Kick is away. It's a good kick.
30.
It's going to come to Mitchell at about the 38 of Blacksburg. He's dancing around. Got by a couple of tacklers. He's able to return it up to about the 40, about the 49 of Blacksburg.
Good job there by Brian Mitchell getting up the field.
Looks like the 49.
Brings out to his own 49-yard line.
A punt of 40 and a return of 9 for Mitchell. Blacksburg with very good field position at its own 49 on the near side hash. Coffey sets up between the numbers and the Blacksburg sideline. Golston and Terry are to the far side of the field. Johnston awaits the snap. Has Mitchell in the backfield. Johnston looking, wants to throw long. Has Coffey out in the open and just out of his reach at the 10. It was a deep inside post play. We do have a penalty flag laying at about the 48-yard line, just barely out of the reach of Thomas Coffey. Maybe on a dry field, Brad, that's a completion.
Possibly, that's for sure. It was laid out there just a little bit out of his reach, but it looks like we're going to be moving back 10 yards. It looks like it's going to be a holding penalty against the Bruins. So we're going to replay the down, but it's going to be 1st and about 20.
Looked like the flag was on the 38. It's 10 yards from the spot. Should be 1st and 21. Scoreboard says 1st and 20. 3 receivers to the far side, none to the near side other than Coffey. Johnston wants to throw it, slips, avoids tacklers, and he's just going to take off and run straight upfield. And look at those big, lanky, long legs continuing to pour forward. And he picks up a 1st down, a 21-yard run by the Warrior, Grant Johnston.
He carried them 15 yards down the field with him. 15 yards, number 10, Grant Johnston carried 3 or 4 defenders down the field with him. That's just pure determination right there.
You don't think there's strength in those long legs of Grant Johnston? There's plenty.
Well, it looks to me like it's a 1st down. I don't know why they're not measuring this. The ball's over the mark. There
It's almost
we go.
in front
They're
of
moving,
us.
They're
There
moving
they
the
go.
chains now.
A little bit of sleep at the switch on that chain crew across the way.
First down, Bruins.
Well, they got to wait on the officials to move them.
It is a Nest Realty first down for Blacksburg. Twins to both sides. Mitchell to the right of Johnston. In the shotgun, claps his hands, drops straight back. Going to have to roll to his right, and he's going to go down. It's going to be the first sack of the game. That's a coverage sack. The Bruins receivers downfield were completely blanketed by white jerseys.
Yeah, nowhere to go right there.
That'll be a loss of about 7.
Jackson Edwards.
2nd and 17. 7:10 remaining. In the second quarter, Blacksburg leading Patrick Henry 21-7 in the second River Ridge District game of the year for the defending district champion Bruins. Twins to the right, Twins to the left. Mitchell to the left of Johnson in the shotgun. He has the carry. He turns the corner, slips and slides his way forward. He's going to have a gain of about 4. Difficult footing down on the field on that particular play.
Yeah, not a lot of room right there. I tell you, anytime you get over next to these sidelines, the field has got a crown on it. So you get to those sidelines, that's where it's gonna be.
And that's where a lot of the sand has been placed. Actually, the Patrick Henry side of the field is in much worse shape than the Bruins side of the field. And that's where a lot of the sand was placed before the game.
Brings up 3rd down and 16.
3rd and 16. Blacksburg will put 3 players to the far side of the field as receivers and 2 to the near side. So an empty backfield for Johnston. And it looked like there was a neutral zone infraction on the part of PH. And they're going to call it delay a game instead on Blacksburg.
For the snap, charged against the Blacksburg Bruins.
3rd and 26 coming up for Blacksburg.
3rd down. New line of scrimmage.
Let's see, Brad. Maybe Grant Johnson just says, hey, I'm going to run for it, guys. Hop on.
Yeah, that's right.
White jerseys, doesn't matter. Just hop on. I'll drag you. Same formation, and now it looks like we're going to have a – thought it was going to be a timeout called on the field. The referee has stopped play. He's talking to –
something dealing with the clock.
one of the officials is talking to the Blacksburg sideline.
Ball back in action with 6:27 left in the first half.
I think they put a few seconds back on the clock, I believe.
48-yard line.
Triplets left, Twins right. We're going to have another stoppage of time. This is going to be a timeout called by Patrick Henry. We'll take timeout as well for 30 seconds. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg. .27 remaining. Before halftime, the Bruins face 3rd and 21 from their own 48. Triplets left, Twins right. Johnston waits for the snap back. He has it, straight drop, has time. Steps a little bit to his right, throws long. He's got Mitchell just out of his reach at about the 10-yard line.
Well, that's a great thought right there. Brian just sort of got free, and good job by Grant Johnson finding him. Just a little bit out of his hands, though.
So for the first time tonight, Luke Goforth, averaging just over 38 yards per punt on the season, will come on for Blacksburg.
Luke has done a tremendous job this year punting.
He has flipped the field on many occasions for Blacksburg when they needed it most. Back comes the snap. Goforth puts it up in the air, and it's going to be a bouncing punt that's going to be picked up. Not the wisest decision by Deshaun Caldwell. He's going to lose about 4 or 5 yards on that particular return. And PH will set up shop at the 18-yard line.
Brian Mitchell, first down, makes the tackle right there for the Bruins.
6:10 now remaining in what's becoming a rather lengthy second quarter. From Bill Brown Stadium in Blacksburg on a Rather sloppy Dave Christ field tonight with all the rains that fell on Wednesday and Thursday. Pretty good night for football tonight, though, Brad. Can't beat the temperature.
No, what a beautiful night. Beautiful Friday night. There's not many Friday nights for high school football that isn't beautiful, to be honest.
I don't think there's any. Once again, we have a tight formation for Patrick Henry, a double H-back set, a single running back, one receiver split far to the right, and it is a running play, and breaking through is the returner. The ball comes free, and let's see if PH was able to scoop it back up. I think they were. It's going to be a gain of about 7 by Thomas, up to about the
number 41, Darius Norris.
the 26,
Looked
27.
Looked like Babcock as well as Darius Norris in on the tackle there.
And we're going to have an official's time. Looks like it's an equipment issue. Number 70 for Patrick Henry. DJ Wilson heads off the field, and a replacement will come onto the field, Jackson Edwards.
Just got a score update, Mark. Radford is beating Giles 21-7 right now. I'm sorry, 21-0.
21-0.
That's surprising to me. They're playing this game down at the Spartan Field in Salem.
I knew Giles was good. Radford is even better, apparently. Hand off to Thomas. He is going to be slung down, but he spins around before finally Drew Babcock brings him down, but he does have enough for a first down. Bobcats off to a nice start. DJ Prelude running the ball very nicely. Matt Saunders has a good thing going over in Radford.
Yes, he does.
First and 10, Patrick Henry from their 31 on the far side hash. Thomas will be in the backfield. Gunn looks to the side as if to say, I don't know what the play is. Now he's got it. Thomas will line up to his left. Double H-back set, no receivers. Check that one receiver wide to the right. Here's Thomas trying to run it straight ahead, and he'll have a gain of maybe a yard over the right side of the PH line.
Good job right there by the Bruins coming up with a big tackle over there. Looked like Luke Goforth in on that one.
2nd and 9 from the 32. Well, Brad, we have a listener in Bowling Green, Virginia tonight. My daughter Caitlin is listening.
Oh, great. Great. Hello, Caitlin.
And in about 6 months, there will be a little one that will arrive. Gunn fakes the handoff, started to go into the left side of the PH line, and a mass of bodies will collide, and the pile will stop at about the 34, it looks like. It's getting to the point, Brad, you can't even tell the numbers on the field. They are disappearing rapidly as well.
Yeah, it's sort of, the field's getting shredded pretty good. But you know what, that's what fields are for, and grass will grow once again.
3rd and 7 for Patrick Henry. Again, the double H-back set, a single wide receiver to the right. Gunn hands it off to Thomas. Thomas burrows his way forward, and he just keeps running ahead, and he's going to have the first down.
Wow. Just a good hard run right there. We should have had him in the backfield, and he just kept pumping.
Making the stop for the Bruins, number 18, Cole Epperly. 1st and 10, Patriot 44-yard
1st and 10 from the 44 of Patrick Henry. 3:10 on a running clock in the first quarter. Blacksburg leading 21-7. Same formation, the double tight end set. Gunn drops back, wants to throw, wanted to go long, and he's just going to have to sail this one over the Patrick Henry sideline. There was nobody even close to him, and now a penalty flag comes in, and let's see if we're going to have a late flag or not. It's going to be a wave off. Looked like Tyquest Terry maybe bumped the quarterback at the end, but I think he was trying to stop himself, and the official made the right call to pull that flag off the field.
Yeah, I didn't even really see what happened there.
Well, I'm not sure I was right either, but that sounded good, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we'll go with it.
We will go with it.
Second
sure.
and 10 from the 44. Same formation, the double tight end set, double H-back set rather. Single receiver to the far side of the field. Snap back, handoff. Thomas, he's bottled up, and he will be brought down for a gain of half a yard.
Good job there. Looked like Babcock in as well as Jacob Lugas.
Number 1, Leroy Thomas with the inside handoff for Patrick
Third
Henry.
and
He runs into number
9 coming up. It will be a long 9.
Lucas at the line.
The nose of the football sits right about the 45-yard line of Patrick Henry on the far side hash mark.
45-yard line.
Thomas will be in the backfield with Gunn. Gunn may have the only clean jersey right now on the field. Snap back. A little bit of option play here. Gunn started inside, then wanted to go outside, and plenty of blue jerseys are there to prevent him from getting any positive yardage at all.
Good job there by Darius Norris staying at home, not allowing him to get out there.
So that'll bring up 4th and 9, and Mr. Langhammer will head back onto the field for Alan Fiddler's Patriots. 2:06 remaining, Brad. Normally you'd say that's a lifetime for this Blacksburg offense to get more points.
Yes, absolutely. Looks like someone's called timeout. I don't know if that was us or if it was them.
Timeout taken on the field. Blacksburg Bruins.
One timeout remains for both Blacksburg and Patrick Henry. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg.
My name is Frankie Mentor. I've been with BT for approximately 1 year now. Blacksburg Transit is the ideal job for any student because we are very willing to work with everyone's schedule. The pay rate is better than anything else you're going to find in and around campus. The training department is excellent here. You go through very in-depth training. It's a lot of fun. The people here are great. Like I said, the training staff is awesome. Everybody that works here that I know is just awesome. With Blacksburg Transit being such a large part of the infrastructure and for the town and for Virginia Tech, it feels good to be part of something that makes you feel like you're making a difference. I think students who drive a bus during their college career, I feel like will look back on the memories that they experienced during driving a bus and smile on them, you know.
Down at the 15.
Patriot punt by number 44, Ryan Fouts. Is down by number 9.
A 40-yard punt by Langhammer will pretty much land about where it first hit, which is about the 15-yard line of Blacksburg. 1:57 remaining for the Bruins to attempt to stretch this lead beyond its current point at 21-7. It'll be Mitchell in the backfield to the left of Johnston. 3 receivers on the field side. That's the side where the ball is on the far side hash mark that has the most space. In the boundary is Coffey on the far side of the field. Snap back and whistles blow. Let's see if that's delay of game or a procedure call on Blacksburg. I'm not sure what's going on here, Brad. I don't know if the officials are going to mark anything off or not. They're standing at the 15-yard line. They're going to wave off the flag again. Well, we may be setting a record for wave-offs of the yellow laundry tonight.
I mean, you know, maybe we should have had them at the Salem game.
I'll be politically correct and say no comment. How about that? 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Mitchell is to the right of Johnston in the shotgun. He claps his hands. Back comes the snap. He is pressured, but he evades it. And looking long, pointing long, out it goes. Tyquest Terry over his hands and almost intercepted by Leroy Thomas, who had good coverage downfield at about the 40-yard line of Blacksburg.
Well, that was close. I tell you, Tyquest sort of broke free there for just a few seconds and just out of his grasp. I don't know. It almost seemed like Tyquest sort of slowed down just a little bit right there. And I think if he had kept going, it might have hit him right in stride.
And if you're Blacksburg here, Brad, you certainly like to have points, but you absolutely want to move the chains one time and not give the ball back to Patrick Henry.
First down and 15 Bruins.
And there's a penalty on Blacksburg as well, so it's 1st and 15 from the Blacksburg 10. Twins on either side. Handoff straight ahead to Brian Mitchell. He breaks free, and he's over. Well, now he drops the football, and they're going to say that he was down. No, they're going to say that the ball popped free. It went into the hands of number 24, Jamarion Jones of Patrick Henry, and a nightmare develops on that play for Blacksburg. Patrick Henry has it in the red zone of the Bruins.
Well, you know what? Right now the defense's back's against the wall right here. We're going to have to come up big. 1:41 before the half here, and this is the best field position Patrick Henry's had all night.
First down and 10. Bruin 20-yard
They will
line.
put 2 receivers, check that, 3 receivers to the far side. The innermost is Thomas. The single running back, Russell, is to the left of Gunn. Gunn straight drop throws, wants to go into the end zone. It's too long, and a diving attempt and an interception by Brian Mitchell coming over from his free safety spot just out of his reach, and it's incomplete.
It's a good job right there. Looked like the inside linebacker Epperly followed him out around through there, had great coverage, and gave us a chance to possibly pick one off right there. But good defensive series on that particular play.
Second down and 10.
Russell again lines up to the right of his quarterback Gunn. Triplets to the near side, single receiver far side, ball on the far side hash. Gunn straight drop, has time, rolling gently to his right, throws, has his receiver for a first down at about the 8-yard line. There is a penalty flag laying on the field.
And I'm not sure if that's going to be offensive or defensive pass interference right there.
Deshaun Caldwell.
The officials are conferring at about the 15-yard line along the PH sideline.
Looks like it's going to go against us. By the body language of the Bruins defense.
And Blacksburg is walking backwards, so it does look like it's going to be on Blacksburg, although Alan Fiddler may wave it off, take the first down, and be content with 1st and goal. It's going to be a defensive holding call on Blacksburg, and indeed Fiddler waves it off. And he'll take 1st and goal from the Blacksburg 8, 1:28 remaining. Again, 3 receivers to the near side. Single receiver to the far side. Russell is the running back, again to the right of the quarterback Gunn. Now he will shift to the left side of the quarterback Gunn, about a yard or 2 away. Gunn briefly looks back at his sideline. Now awaits the snap, handoff straight ahead to Russell, and he burrows his way forward down to about the 2. A gain of 6. That's just PH, Brad, running straight ahead dive play behind that big offensive line.
Yeah, definitely was. I couldn't tell who was in on the tackle there. 50 seconds and counting right here.
Very tight splits on the offensive lineman, and Blacksburg is going to call a timeout and set up the defensive strategy. We'll keep it right here. 48 seconds remaining before halftime. 21-7, Blacksburg leading. Well, Brad, put on your defensive coordinator hat. What do you do on this play?
Well, you know, I mean, I think you're down in there tight. I saw that Coach Schuler's brought Craig Weaver in to get a little bit more beef up front. I honestly think that you got to come with pressure right here. I think you got to come from pressure, whether it be from the outside or up the middle. But I think you got to come with some pressure, because I think they're going to try here on 2nd and 3. I don't know that they're going to run it. I think they're going to try to flip it out there somewhere, but I could be wrong here.
Would you bring the linebackers up, have them shoot the gaps just to fill the space?
I would have them mixing up. I wouldn't sell out right to begin with, but I mean, I maybe would move one of them over on the edge and come off the edge, and then have the one up in the middle that like he was going to shoot the gap and then maybe drop back. But we'll see what happens here. That's why I'm in the booth and Coach Schuler's up on the box.
Russell is to the right of his quarterback Gunn. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Gunn wants to try to run it himself, and he's going to be brought down short of the goal line.
Great
It
job
almost
right
looked
there.
like a busted play in a way.
Great job right there. Cole Epperly came in from that backside to track him down. It looked like he had an angle in there, and but he sort of cut back, and Epperly was there.
Third down and goal from the 2-yard
It looked like,
line.
Brad, that
Timeout taken on the field.
Originally, Gunn started to go to his right, stopped for a moment, thought maybe about pitching it and didn't have anyone near him, and just tried to improvise, and there were Bruins all around him to stop him at the line of scrimmage.
Well, and I tell you, the thing is I think the reason that he stopped is because our containment. He didn't really have anywhere to go. I mean, they were coming off of that edge, and it looked to me like it was Babcock and Epperly, and they sort of forced him back inside, and fortunately Epperly was on the inside and got the inside angle to be able to pull him down.
Boy, have those two been a joy to watch for these last 3 years. Epperly and Babcock, are they going to be missed when they move on?
They definitely will, that's for sure. Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of them out there that's going to be missed.
3rd and goal from the 2. Same formation as the previous play. 3 receivers, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Russell is to the left of his quarterback. Gunn rolling to his left, being pursued, throws into the end zone, and it bounces off of a couple Bruins, almost an interception. Looked like Luke Goforth was so surprised to see the ball, he wasn't able to secure it.
Yeah, it looked like there was a Bruin that came in front, and I don't know if he tipped the ball or not, but then then it came and obviously Goforth was Johnny on the spot just like he always is, right in the right place at the right time, and just wasn't able to pull it in. It's a big 4th down right here.
And Alan Fiddler will not go for 3. He'll keep the offense on the field. Same formation. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Russell in the backfield with Gunn. Gunn moved early on the snap. Blacksburg will stop him short of the goal line on a goal line stand by the Bruins.
Great stuff right there. And it looks like their quarterback is down. He's sort of rolling a little bit in pain. I think he's trying to get up here. No, he's hurting.
It is a humid night. He's pounding the ground with his right fist. He's laying on his stomach. He was rolling over and over. I don't know if that's going to be a cramp. Let's see. You can almost tell by the way they'll start to work on him if it is a cramp or not. They're not stretching out the leg at this point. He is kicking his right leg.
Well, I tell you, not to take away from this injury. We hope that he's okay.
Certainly.
But what a defensive stand right there by the Bruins. My goodness. I mean, they just came up big right there, and on that particular play, I don't know who made the tackle because they were just all swarming. Darius Norris was first in on that, but there was just so many of those Bruins right in there, and I think that's what's made this Bruin defense so strong is they just have so many people that fly to the ball. They're so fast and very unselfish. They play the game the way that it's supposed to be played.
The offense gets all the accolades because of the speedsters like Tyquest Terry, like Kareem Muhammad, like Thomas Coffey. This defense moves laterally from left to right on the field as well as any Blacksburg team that I can remember in recent memory. There's just speed at almost every position on the field. Even the defensive linemen are fast.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. I talked to a Hall of Famer today, a Hall of Fame player from Blacksburg, and he's He's been watching Blacksburg for many years, and he told me that this was the best Blacksburg football team that's ever taken the field in Blacksburg.
Wow, that is high cotton indeed from a guy that is a legend here in Blacksburg, Sidney Snell, the only Bruins player who's a member of the VHS.
No, not VHSL. Blacksburg High School.
Okay.
Blacksburg High School.
Blacksburg High School. Okay, I thought you were talking about Sidney Snell.
No, but I'd say if Sidney watched him, he maybe would think the same thing.
So Gunn is able to get up. He is being helped off of the field with the assistance of a couple of players.
Let's wish him well. I hope everything goes okay. He's quite a ball player, quite an athlete.
Yes, he is. Good genes. Nephew of George Lynch. He was a pretty fair player, as I recall.
Yeah, I think so. Gunn's only a sophomore. We're going to see him for a couple more years.
Now, if you're Blacksburg, you've got to be a little bit careful yourself here on offense. You've got the ball, but it's at your own 2-yard line. Pistol look for Blacksburg, strong to the left. Johnston back, throws, coming out of the flat, hits Brian Mitchell, he's got room to go over the 20, 25, and he's going to go out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. And that takes Blacksburg out of the danger zone deep in its own territory.
Good job right there, just finding that open territory and sort of hitting that chute.
They'll mark him out at the 31, so that is a gain of 29. Well, Brad, we've seen Blacksburg score with less than a half-minute left before going into halftime. Maybe they can do it again. An empty backfield will be coming up for Grant Johnston. The triplets are on the left. The twins are on the right. Johnston back. Has time, throws long, going for Mitchell, and he dives and makes almost an incredible catch at the 35, just off of his fingertips.
What a great try right there by Brian Mitchell. Beautiful throw once again by Grant Johnston. Brian almost pulled that one in. I think that when he dove, it was basically the force of the ground is what ended up knocking it out of his hands, but unbelievable attempt right there by Brian Mitchell.
13 seconds remain before halftime. 21-7, Blacksburg leading. Bruins trying to add to it. Before they go into the locker room, they're at their own 31. This time Mitchell will be in the backfield with Johnston. He goes in motion. Here's the pass over to Mitchell, and he is knocked down immediately after the completed pass. He'll lose 4 yards on that play. And is there a timeout called?
Looks like somebody's called a timeout. Might be a player, an injury timeout.
It is an injured player for Blacksburg. It is Brian Mitchell. I saw Brad when he was walking back, favoring his left foot just a little bit. He's limping off the field. Comes off under his own power, but you can tell he's favoring one of his legs. Last play of the first half, Blacksburg has Grant Johnston in trouble. He eludes the rush, rolls to his right, throws upfield, and tried to hit Luke Goforth at about the 40, and that will be the end of the first half. Blacksburg will take a 3 touchdowns to 1 lead into the locker room, 21-7 Bruins. We will be back shortly on our halftime show, the Total Motion Physical Therapy Halftime Report. Coming up when we return, you're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg.
Notice how he always wants to move it in front of me. There's 2 reasons. 1, that's the way we've taught it. 2, I have treats in my pocket.
Rosie Higdon, and I own Heidi Ho Dog Training. I've been teaching since 1985, and my sole job is to teach people how to train their dogs to behave the way they want them to. Greeting people at the door, walking on a leash, staying when they say stay.
So in the house, in the kitchen, or in the living room,
all I do is I show them what they need to do, I help them, and then they have to do the training. So depending on how much work and time they put in will depend on how I improve their dog.
Good dog. Down. Okay. Down. She was in there for probably okay, so here. Lacey. No. Lacey. Okay. That's okay. Just don't stand for it. Okay. Now get your leashes. You don't have to like. You don't have to. And I said, ouch. I just tried to do it. Shake hands. She's already in the tank. And then I just spent a lot of time and it started to get work. And paperwork was easy. That was very
Next up, number 7 Stanford, number 8 Notre Dame. I am going with number 8 Notre Dame.
Notre Dame's got a new quarterback. I'll go with the Irish as well.
Drew. Jake.
We'll get the last game in right after the kickoff. It is received by Blacksburg at about the 8-yard line. Coming to the near side is Coffey. Has a little bit of room. Can he get a block on the edge? No. He'll be brought out of bounds, though, on a good return up to about the Yeah, somewhere near the 30-yard line. Let's see where they spot it.
I believe he's going to be at about the 33.
34 or 33.
The
last one.
Okay, last game. We've got South Carolina at number 17, Kentucky. Drew, who you got?
Check out his own 34-yard line.
Jake.
I'll take the Wildcats too.
3 for Kentucky.
Number 18, Sean Medley with the coverage.
All right, this is going to be the make or break. I'm going with South Carolina.
There we go. 1st and 10, Blacksburg from their 34. Handoff to Mitchell. Started right, cuts to his left. Check out, it's Terry. And he's got some room to go over on the left side, over midfield. 45, 40, 35, 30. Breaks free, 25. Can he break another? That's where he'll finally be stopped at about the 24-yard line.
Great hard run right there by Tyquest.
A 42-yard pickup by Tyquest Terry. No flags on the field.
Making the stop for Patrick Henry, number 1, Leroy Thomas.
So Blacksburg with a big play right off the bat on the first possession of the second half. 21-7 Bruins, and a score here by Blacksburg would put this game firmly in the Bruins' control. Pistol look this time. Terry is to the right of Johnston. Mitchell in the backfield. Twins to the near side. Single receiver far side. Handoff straight ahead to Mitchell. He has room to go. He may go all the way, and he will. A 23-yard touchdown run by Brian Mitchell, and in 2 plays, Blacksburg adds another touchdown to the board.
Great job right there. Perfect way to start off this third quarter. We talk pretty frequently about the importance of the first drive of the third quarter for both teams, and the Bruins come out hitting on all cylinders.
Seems like, Brad, maybe that defensive stand that Blacksburg made right before halftime, some of that momentum may have carried over coming out of the locker room. You've said it many times. That first series of the third quarter sets a tone, and Blacksburg sets a big one there with 2 plays for 6 points. Hoping to make it 7 is Sheeler. He awaits the snap back from Craig Weaver. Back it comes to Luke Goforth. He puts it down, and that kick is good.
It's actually number 27.
Oh, that's Dawson Racing getting in on the action.
Yeah, I want to give him a little love.
There we go. So both kickers getting into the scoreboard tonight. 28-7 Blacksburg. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout. You're listening to Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg.
I drive because the hours are flexible.
I drive because the money is great.
I drive for BT, you can too.
Well, Brad, Tyquest has been a little bit quiet lately on offense. The sleeping bear has woken up.
Yes, he has, absolutely.
And here is a kickoff from Chaz Sheeler that will roll into the end zone. And Patrick Henry will start at their own 20-yard line.
Another great kick right there by Sheeler. You know, I tell you, we come up with a big stop right here defensively. It could be it.
Demoralization time.
It really could be. I've seen this more than once on this occasion.
We've seen this movie before from Blacksburg, haven't we?
Absolutely.
It will be a max protect formation for Patrick Henry, a running back on either side of the quarterback. The handoff is to Thomas, and he does well to get back to the line of scrimmage, and I'm not sure he got quite all the way back.
Great job right there. Logan Hudson coming in to make the initial contact to slow him down just enough to make the tackle over there.
Call it no gain on the play. Looks like he lost about a foot. 2nd and 10. Ball on the far side hash. Twins on the near side. And here is Gunn rolling. Tyquest Terry was close to getting him, and a nice sling of the football by the quarterback, and it just misses. Actually, that was coming across the field. That was Nasser Stevens Noel that was throwing a wide receiver pass.
That sure was.
3rd and 10 for Patrick Henry. That was a slippery play by the quarterback. That kid Gunn is going to be something else, Brad, when he gets some experience under his belt. 3rd and 10 for Patrick Henry. They put 3 receivers to the left, single receiver to the right, Russell is in the backfield, straight drop, and Nasser Noel is going to stay in the game at quarterback. He just throws it at the feet of one of his receivers. If we recall, Brad, Roy Gunn was a little bit banged up right at the end of the second quarter, and it looks like they've got a new quarterback in there.
It looks like a new quarterback's in there for them. Number 12, Nazir Stevens Noel, for the quarterback for the Patriots there.
And I thought Gunn was in there, and they maybe had done a handoff to Noel. Normally plays wide receiver. And I was talking about how slick that occurred because I didn't see Gunn do it. Well, the reason I didn't see it, he wasn't out there. So from the 20 is Langhammer to punt the ball away. No, he's going to fake it. He's going to run with it, and he's going to be over the amount needed for the first down. Well, Eddie Sloss talked about it in our pregame coaches interview that PH will do things like fake punts and trick plays, and Blacksburg was not waiting for that one. It'll be a gain up to about the 37-yard line, so a gain of 17 by the punter. Langhammer gives PH a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, caught us asleep right there.
Well, usually you only get that play once in a game. Blacksburg will be looking for that the rest of the way. Twin receivers on either side. One lineman late getting into the game. Now he sets up at left tackle. Nasser, play action on the run, and he's going to be brought down. Tyquest Terry slams him down at the 35, a loss of 2.
Good job there by number 6. Coming in hard, wrapping him up.
He's going to be dropped in the backfield for a loss by number 6.
It'll be a loss of 1 at the spot, so 2nd and 11. Twin receivers to both sides. Nasser Stevens Noel, he goes by Nas. Rolls to his right, he's in trouble, he's going to throw long. It's going to be almost intercepted by Tyquest Terry, but it is caught as Terry overran the play defensively just a bit. And that gave enough room for the reception at the Blacksburg 43-yard line.
Wow, that was a little bit of a freak play. It looked like it actually hit Tyquest's hands and just sort of bounced up, and the receiver was right in the spot, actually laying on the ground when he caught it.
A 21-yard pickup for Patrick Henry, who's on the move in their first possession of the second half. Running back ahead to number 15, Jermaine Peaks, and he will be stopped after a gain of about, looks like 3 from here.
Looked like Weaver as well as Epperly in on the tackle there after a 3-yard pickup.
2nd and 7 from the 40 on the far side hash. PH waits to get the play call from the sideline. Twin receivers to both sides. Running back Devon Russell will move to the left of the quarterback. Nasser Noel, he wants to pass it, in trouble. Pass is batted down at the line of scrimmage by Donald Norris.
Great job there by big Donald Norris, getting those big arms up and knocking that one down. Big 3rd down here for this Bruin defense.
The famous older brother of Hitman, Darius Norris, so coined by Brad in the first half.
But I'm telling you what, he brings it every time.
Whew. They both do. The Norris brothers know how to bring the wood. Twin receivers to both sides. Nasser Noel started to get the snap. Now he looks to the side. Resets the offense. He has a single running back to his left. Back it comes, straight drop. Now he moves to his right, still looking. He's going to roll out and try to hit his running back out on the left flat, and he does. And a pretty good block out there by Leroy Thomas sends a Blacksburg player to the sideline, and that player is not getting up.
I couldn't tell who. It looked like that was Drew. He's back up again, but he took a pretty good shot right there. Yeah, it's Drew Babcock, but he is up. He's walking off on his own power, but that's one of those blindside hits. You know, I can't understand. We get penalized for those, but when other teams do it, they don't. I don't understand that.
4th and 1 from the Blacksburg 34. Tight formation, double tight end set, and Blacksburg's going to call a timeout and talk this over.
Timeout taken on the field.
We'll take a 30-second timeout as well from Bill Brown Stadium. Blacksburg leading in the game 28-7 over Patrick Henry. You're listening to Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg. Blacksburg leading Patrick Henry. 4th and 1 for the Patriots from the Blacksburg 34 following a timeout called by the Blacksburg defensive coaches to set up this play. And we're waiting for the officials to restart the clock. And there is the whistle to do just that. Tight formation. Backup quarterback Master Noel under center. Ahead goes the running back. That is Leroy Thomas. No surprise he got the carry, and he gets the first down up to the 30.
Yeah, he's running hard right there. Looked like Taquest Terry coming in for the tackle there.
And even he looks like Brad. He's got a slight limp himself, number 1, but he'll stay in the game. And a fresh set of downs for Patrick Henry. They're not going down easily tonight, Brad. We didn't think they would. And they're not. Twins to the far side. Max protect, handoff to Thomas. Breaks a tackle. It takes a swarm of Bruins to bring him down, but he'll have a gain of about 5. Down to the 26 or thereabouts. Looks like the 27, so a gain of 4.
Looked like Donald Norris as well as... I couldn't tell. Maybe Taquest Terry in on that tackle.
It looked like Ty was in there. They'll spot it at the 27, so call it a gain of 3, not 4. A single running back on either side of the backup quarterback, Noel. Back it comes, handoff goes to Thomas. A little bit of a mistimed handoff, and Norris is there to drag him down along with Logan Hudson.
Good sight right there for the Bruins. Drew Babcock's back out onto the field.
He runs into number 41, Darius Norris, and number 81, Donald.
3rd and 7 from the 28.
No gain on play.
Ball's right about the middle of the field.
3rd and 7.
Pair of receivers will deploy to the right side of the offensive line. A running back on either side of the quarterback. Handoff goes to the running back, and he plunges ahead, and he will have enough for the first down at about the 20-yard line. Gain of 8.
Just running some little smash mouth football right here, just lining up and coming right at you.
Blacksburg scored in 2 plays. Patrick Henry's hoping to score themselves using far more plays than Blacksburg did, but right now Patrick Henry's trying to get back in the game. They trail 28-7. A score here would at least inject new life into the Patriots. Again, Twins to the far side, 2 running backs. Noel, play action, rolls to his right, throwing along the side, a little bit too far. His intended target, Trace Pedigo, a 6'2", 175-pound sophomore, along the PH sideline.
Headed for number 6, Trace Pedigo. Number 4, Luke Goforth.
Good job there by Luke Goforth out in coverage.
I'm not sure why, but Alan Fiddler was almost out near the hash mark for a moment.
I tell you, our defense is looking a little bit gassed right now. We're going to have to dig in right here.
2nd and 10. Stevens Noel, the quarterback, hands it off inside, and there are blue jerseys waiting that time for Leroy Thomas. He will lose yardage.
Big time play right there. Looked like Epperly as well as the hitman Norris in on that tackle.
You're going to love saying that the rest of this season, aren't you?
Absolutely.
And we will love it when you say it. 3rd and 12 on what has been a time-consuming drive for Patrick Henry on their first possession of the second half. Twin receivers to the right, a single receiver to the left, a single running back to the right of the quarterback. Stevens Noel, he drops. Logan Hudson was coming in on him, and batting it out of the air is Jacob Lucas.
Great job right there by those boys. Logan Hudson, as you said, was coming in hard off of that edge, and about the time that number 12, Stevens Noel, let go of the ball, he hits him, and then Jacob Lucas over into the flats area to knock it down.
4th and 11.
They'll bring up 4th down and 11 for the Patriots.
Let's see what Patrick Henry does. They'll keep the offense on the field. Coach Fiddler realizes this is a critical sequence for his offense, for his team. Twins to either side. The running back is to the right of Stevens Noel. And now Patrick Henry's going to call timeout. And you can understand here, Brad, we'll keep it right here. You can understand right here why Alan Fiddler calls timeout. 4th and 11, his team trails by 3 touchdowns. You get a touchdown here, you're sort of back in the game. It's at least a fighting chance. If you don't get points here, Blacksburg ends up scoring again. Now it's 35-7. You've really got an uphill climb.
Absolutely. And, you know, the play clock was spinning down pretty tight right there. I mean, it was close to delay a game as well. But you're 100% correct. I mean, this is really an important possession here for the Patriots. Just as important for this Bruin defense as well. Yeah, I mentioned there earlier, they looked like they were getting gas. You know, you can see the guys, their hands on their hips and some of them down on their knees. Wow. That's why they're gassed. Big down right here.
A big down coming up for both teams. A big one for the Blacksburg defense, a big one for the Patrick Henry offense. They are at the Bruins' 21-yard line, 4th and 11, 6:03 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
I think pressure's coming here.
Twins to both sides. Stevens Noel has rushers coming, and he's going to be brought down before he can do anything with the football, and Blacksburg will take over.
Big time sack right there, number 18, Cole Epperly.
And we've got a player down for Blacksburg, and that is Cole Epperly. He is, looks like he is clinging to his left leg. Well, check that. I can't tell. Looks like it is a cramp the way they're working on him right now. It is a humid night tonight. I'm a little surprised, Brad, there hasn't been a few more cramps out there, but let's hope that's all it is. Kind of looked like from his body motion that's what it was.
Let's hope so. I had one get hurt last night. Parker got hurt, took a helmet to the calf, and he's in a boot down there on the sideline. So let's hope that it is just a cramp here for Cole.
We don't want to establish the Epperly Infirmary.
No, not at all.
Well, folks, it is Military Appreciation Week this week, and we have the pleasure of being in the presence of a longtime veteran. He's our spotter, Tom Ralston. Tom, we thank you for your service to our country, and for all veterans who are listening tonight on Military Appreciation Week, thank you for your service. And all of our current service members serving our country wherever they are in the world, thank you so much for what you do for every one of us. 1st and 10 for Blacksburg from the 25-yard line of the Bruins, and Epperly is walking off, limping, but he's coming off under his own power. Looks like he's favoring the right leg. And we'll see maybe if Jake can get us an update on that. Twin receivers to the near side, pistol formation, single receiver far side. Here is the pass out in the flat to Tyquest Terry, trying to stutter step, and he's going to be up over the 30. He'll be brought down about the 33 for a gain of 8. Blacksburg has been using that pass out in the flat tonight a number of times, and almost every time has gotten pretty decent yardage out of it. Twins to both sides. Coffee and Muhammad.
Second down and 2.
Closest to
Bruins
us, farthest
from the
away,
30-yard line.
is Terry and Golston. Now they'll shift. It'll be Terry, Golston, and Muhammad to the far side. Only Coffee to the near side. Play action to Mitchell. Here's a pass to Coffee that he drops at about the 39-yard line. There was a penalty flag that came in. Maybe that defender got there just a bit early. No, they're going to call an ineligible receiver downfield for Blacksburg. Certainly did look like the defender got there just a little bit early as well. And it will be a mark-off on a very muddy part of the field, which is along the near side hash mark. It does look, Jake, let's go down to you just for a second, Jake. It certainly looks like the Blacksburg side of the field, which started off the night as being probably the better side, is now getting trampled and is the muddier of the two. Brian Mitchell takes the handoff and with some hard running manages to pick up maybe a yard or two in what looked like it could be a loss of 3 along the Blacksburg sideline.
Good hard run right there by Mitchell, trying to pick up some yardage.
Second, check that, 3rd and 7 for the Bruins. 4:36 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Grant Johnston looks down at his wristband. The receivers are tight this time to the line of scrimmage, but it's an empty backfield for Johnston. 2 to the left, 3 to the right. Back it comes. Johnston quickly fires, and it was a little bit behind Kareem Muhammad, and Grant Johnston would love to have that one back.
Yes, he would. It looked like Muhammad was open there for a split second.
So Luke Goforth will come onto the field. 4:18 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 28-7. Blacksburg leading in the game. Goforth will kick it about his 15-yard line.
Deshaun Caldwell, number 16. Devin Russell back deep to receive.
He awaits the snap. Gets it away. A little bit off the side of his foot. It's going to bounce out of bounds between the 45 and the 50 of Patrick Henry. It'll be marked at the 46-yard line. Just a 28-yard kick that time for Luke Goforth. And he's got his hands on his hips. Wasn't particularly pleased with that particular punt, but Luke Goforth proved he's human like the rest of us.
Well, it happens.
So Patrick Henry will put it in play at the 46-yard line. Will be, again, the backup quarterback that is in the game. That is Nasser Naz Stevens Noel. He's got a running back on either side of him. Back comes the snap. They hand it to Leroy Thomas. Their bread and butter. Ball comes loose, it looked like. But Patrick Henry maintains possession, and it'll be a gain up to the midfield stripe.
Looked like Goforth as well as the hitman Norris once again in on the tackle.
So, Brad, we've got Laura Abbey and Nora Coffey listening again as they have all season long. Jim and Carolyn Shockey.
That's Coach Shockley and his wife. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Miss Shockley.
Ronnie Turpin listening again.
That's Ronnie's our faithful listener. He's down in Sunnyside along with Beefy and all the other folks down there.
The usual suspects, right?
Yes. Well, that's a good sight for old Dad right here. Looks like number 18 back in the game for the Bruins.
You can't keep that kid down.
Ooh,
he's got too much of his mom in it.
Yeah, that's for sure. That is for sure.
Max protect scheme for Patrick Henry on 3rd and 2 from the Blacksburg 46. A single receiver to the far side of the field. Snap back, give to Thomas. Surprise, surprise, and He's battling, and he's just keeping the legs going, and the pile is continuing to move. It'll finally stop at the 39 of Blacksburg. That pile formed at about the 45 of Blacksburg, and it just continued to push upfield for a gain of 6.
Yeah, he just kept those legs a-churning right there.
Taking the stop, number 18, Cole Epperly.
2:50 remaining in the third quarter. 28-7, Blacksburg leading. Same formation from the 38 of Blacksburg. Back comes the snap. Going long is the quarterback, and it was overthrown by 10 yards of his intended target, 5 yards over the head of covering Brian Mitchell.
Well, I tell you what, that's what happens when you start putting that pressure on. You know, we've had Hudson coming, we've had Babcock coming, we've had Epperly coming, we've had Terry coming. You start getting that pressure in there, and then the next thing you know, when he gets the ball, he's just trying to get rid of it because he doesn't want to get hit.
2nd and 10 from the 38. The clock stops with the incompletion. Again, Max protect, single receiver far side, handoff to the running back, and he goes down immediately.
Great job right there. Cole Epperly coming up and filling that hole. Just cut his legs out from underneath him. Going to bring up a, looks like a 4th and long here.
3rd and 8. I believe it's 3rd down, Brad, but let's hope it's 4th down right after this play. Same formation for Patrick Henry as they have used the last 2 plays. A running back on either side of the backup quarterback, a single receiver on the far side. Handoff Kelly, bounces it outside, now it goes back inside. He'll be brought down somewhere around the 31 or 32. He took it around the right tackle and then cut it up inside.
Like go forth once again on that. I apologize, I said 4th down. It is now 4th down. That last one was 3rd.
That's all right. That wishful thinking turned out the right way for Blacksburg. 4th and 4 from the 33 of Blacksburg. Let's see if the defense can hold here. Double tight end set, and the ball comes loose, and a penalty flag flies. I think they're going to say motion before the play began, and that is going to be the call. Blacksburg almost had the turnover on a bobbled play by PH.
Very close. That could have been huge right there. But that's going to move them back. Going to bring up 4th and long now.
4th and 4 will become 4th and 9. We'll see if the punt team comes on. They do not. It will be the offense that stays on the field. How about this, Brad? Radford over Giles, 38-0.
Wow.
38-0. Radford over Giles.
I would have never dreamed that, but I tell you, you know, from what I understood, there was a light pole that had went out or something, some type of an issue.
They needed a welder. It's what the paper said. It's like, don't we have any welders in this area?
So a safety issue, and I guess when you're dealing with those types of things, it's a little bit tricky. But so then they were fortunate enough to be able to move the game to Salem Stadium, which ended up being obviously in Radford's advantage just because of the speed that they have.
PH will decide to bring the punter onto the field, so Langhammer punts it away. It's off the side of his foot. It's going to bounce out at about the 14 or 13 of Blacksburg. Let's see where the official coming up the sideline will mark it. The 14. A 28-yard punt for Langhammer. 46 seconds remaining in the third quarter, 28-7. Blacksburg leading Patrick Henry, the second Riverbridge District game of the season for the Bruins. Pistol formation for Blacksburg. Terry to the right of Johnston. Mitchell behind the quarterback. Twins to the near side, single receiver far side. Here's that little pass out in the flat to Terry. He jukes one defender, goes forward, and he breaks free. He's over the 25 up to about the 30, maybe the 31.
Good job there by Tyke West holding on to that football. They were trying to get a hold of it, and he did a terrific job of ball security there.
A 17-yard pickup for Tyke West Terry. University of Virginia bound Blacksburg Bruins. Babcock to the far side. Muhammad will come over and join him. Terry will get in the pistol on the left side of the quarterback Johnston. Coffey between the numbers and the Blacksburg sideline. Mitchell behind Johnston. Back comes the snap. Quick pass out in the right flat. Muhammad has some room. Up over the 40, 45, 50, 45. And that's where he is ridden out on the far side of the field. That'll be a gain of 33 for the Bruins.
Good run right there after the catch by Kareem Muhammad. He's showing his wheels as well.
6 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And the clock will start, and Blacksburg will begin the fourth quarter of play with a 28-7 lead over Patrick Henry when we return. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg 93.1 and 97.1 FM.
My name is Kathy Baker, and I have worked for Blacksburg Transit for a little over 5.5 years. I myself is what might be termed an empty nester. My children have moved out of the house or gone off to college, so it's a great opportunity for me to provide a second income in our household. It gives me something to do during the daytime. You know, BT is fairly flexible in terms of hours, so that it's possible to kind of create your own schedule that will blend in with the other parts of one's life. Now, I just think that working at BT is a great job. I work with a great group of people. I really like my job. I like the ability to have the responsibility to take a bus out and be tasked with that responsibility and drive in a safe manner and provide great customer service to our passengers. And it's a lot of fun.
Dave Christ Field at Bill Brown Stadium in Blacksburg. Blacksburg and Patrick Henry will enter the final period of play with Blacksburg leading 28-7. A couple scores. Brad Salem leading Christiansburg 41-0. Here's a score we didn't anticipate. EC Glass leading Brookville heading into the fourth 35-0. Pulaski leading Hidden Valley 42-7.
That's surprising to me. You know, Brookville has been on the money all season long. Glass has been sort of inconsistent. You know that they have some athletes that can get some things done, but that type of score surprises me.
Twins to the right, single receiver left, handoff to Mitchell, start up the middle, now cuts to his left, over the 45, 40, 35, slides, and that's where he will be stopped, is between the 35 and the 30. Looks like they'll mark it at the 33 for a gain of 12.
Good hard run once again. And ball security once again. You know, I tell you, Patrick Henry, they're just trying to rip the ball out right here. And so far, so good for our backs. They've done an extremely good job of just holding on to it.
It's a Nest Realty first down at the 33 of Blacksburg. Twins right, single receiver left, pistol formation. Johnston throws over the middle. Has Muhammad, and he will have close to a first down. A penalty flag comes flying in at the end of the play from the back judge.
Looks like to me it's going to be illegal lineman downfield, I believe.
24-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like we're coming back.
So, Drew, how many yards does Brian Mitchell have rushing the football so far in this game?
You know, the hard part on a couple of these penalties right here, these are sort of run-pass options, and it's very difficult as a lineman.
I thought he was maybe inching close to 100 yards, and indeed he is. First and 15 for Blacksburg from the 38. Twins right, single receiver left. Johnston throws, wanted to hit Babcock and almost intercepted. Nice defensive play made by Jermaine Peaks.
Yeah, that was definitely a good play right there. Actually, Peaks had an opportunity for an interception right there.
Second and 15 for the Bruins. From their own 38 on the near side hash. In comes the play. All the players look down at the wristbands. Coffee and Muhammad to the right. Babcock to the left, snap back to Johnston, play action, Mitchell staying in the block. Going long downfield is Johnston. He just simply had way too much air under that one. Babcock was open, but that was overthrown by about 5 yards by Grant Johnston. The timing just a little bit off, Brad, tonight. You got to think to yourself, how much is the field playing into that?
Oh, well, I mean, I definitely think that it does. I mean, it sort of throws a little bit of everything off, but for the most part, we've been able to handle ourselves really well.
Coffee, Muhammad, and Terry at first started to the right. Now Coffee will come across the field. Stop. Start back to his right. Now he's going to come back to his left. They'll eventually figure this out, and Babcock is going to roll over to the right. 4 on the play clock. 3. Blacksburg does get set. Johnston back, throws it quickly, and Coffee is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. They tried to have a quick hitter, and a little extracurricular activity at the end. Coffee did not go down. And the officials step in.
We got to be smart right here, though. I saw a little bit of extracurricular activity from a defensive side last series. I saw a little bit more right here from an offensive side. Right now, PH is frustrated. We have to keep our composure. We've got more important things to fry right here, so we've got to keep our composure. Just walk away from it.
So Luke Goforth will come on to the field at 4th and 17 from the 40 of the Bruins. A chance here perhaps to pin PH back deep, and Luke gets off a nice punt, and this one's going to be caught at about the 8-yard line, and the punt returner falls down almost immediately. That was, I think Devin Russell.
Great job once again by Goforth, knocking them down inside the 20-yard line.
These uniforms, Brad, you're right. By the end of the game, you said these would be hard to look at and be able to tell what the numbers are, and for some of these players, it's getting that way.
I tell you what, I can remember as a kid, a couple of the best Blacksburg teams to ever play was back in the mid-'80s, and I remember going to Martinsville and watching our Indians play back then, and I was just a kid. And Martinsville had Sean Moore, who ended up going to UVA. They also had Nicky Fisher, who was at UVA, and it was a mud game. I mean, you could not tell what numbers was on the jerseys, and Blacksburg came out victorious in that game.
Stevens Noel wants to throw, rolls to his left, has a receiver, and the receiver initially looked like he had enough yardage for the first down, then went backwards, and I think he's going to be stopped about a yard short.
Yeah, it looks like he might be just a little bit short.
Well, our spotter, Tom Ralston, tonight is going to earn his keep up here, having to discern what the numbers are on some of those jerseys for Patrick Henry. It's getting tougher and tougher as this game goes along. 2nd and 1 from the Blacksburg 20. Handoff goes straight ahead, and looks like Floyd Clyburn is into the game, and he slams him down. That may be a loss of a yard. You cannot miss Floyd Clyburn when he comes into the game, Brad. Big number 64 takes up space.
No, you definitely can't miss him, that's for sure.
6'4", 390. Transfer into Blacksburg from the nation of Catter. 3rd and a yard from the Blacksburg 20. Pass out in the flat is dropped, and it's going to be 4th and 1, and I think here Fiddler is going to send on the punt team, and he does. So Blacksburg's defense, after the punt from Goforth, delivers a 3 and out to give the ball back to the offense one more time. Brian Mitchell will stand near the midfield stripe. Langhammer near his 5. A low snap. Langhammer gets it away. It's a relatively short kick. It's going to bounce out of bounds along the Patrick Henry sideline at about the 44, 43. Let's see where the official marks it. I don't think he's marked it just yet. Actually going to be, it looks like the 46.
Great field position once again.
Well, at this point in the game, Brad, you certainly don't want to get anyone hurt. You just want to get out of here with a sloppy field like this, not have any hamstrings or anything like that. But it'd be nice to see Blacksburg's offense get back in gear. They've been a little bit sluggish here in this second half. Handoff to Mitchell. He had a lane initially, and then it was filled, and he went down hard.
Yes, he did. He took a shot right in the ribs right there by number 15, Jermaine Peaks. But Brian gets up, getting up a little bit slow. Looks like he's going to come off the field here.
It's going to be
Goforth going in.
Gain of 2 for Mitchell, and now Goforth will come in. The receivers will switch sides. It'll be Terry and Coffey that will go to the far side. Golston to the near side. Josh has one of the cleaner uniforms on the field right now. A running back on either side of Grant Johnston.
6 on the run.
It's number 6 Tyquest Terry with a gain up near the first down marker. Looks like he'll be short by a yard, maybe 2. It's going to be about 2 yards short. So a gain of 6. 3rd and 2 coming up for Blacksburg. The scoreboard says 3. Looks like it probably is closer to 3. So called a gain of 5 for Tyquest. 3rd and 3 from the 39. Twins left, single receiver right, pistol formation to the left. It is Terry about a yard to the side of his quarterback, and there was movement before the snap, and that's going to, I think, going to make it 3rd and 8.
Looked to me like it was PH drew our guys. I thought they sort of went into the neutral zone, but we'll see what the call is here. No, they're going to get us. Yeah, that's a tough one. Looks like Bubby Cole's in at the tailback position for the Bruins.
Josh Golston has had a quiet night. He's due.
Brings up 3rd down and 8.
Blacksburg gets the play signaled in. Grant Johnston now looks away from his wristband. Snap comes back, and Grant's in trouble, rolls to his right, avoids the rush, avoids it again. Now he's going to be brought down for a long sack. He's going to be brought back all the way to the 39-yard line of Patrick Henry.
Yeah, he was trying to get away, and he spun away from one, and then he went to go in the opposite direction, and unfortunately there was another defender there waiting on him.
Sometimes in that situation as a quarterback, you just want to throw it into the sideline and live to fight another down. That is a 17-yard loss on the sack, and Luke Goforth comes back onto the field. 6:20 remaining in the game. Blacksburg in front, 28-7. Goforth gets it away, a nice high kick that's going to drive the returner back to about the 25-yard line. He'll return it up to the 31.
Looked like Norris in on the tackle there once again. 6 minutes to go here. Blacksburg up 28-7 in the 4th quarter over Patrick Henry.
You get the sense I am, Brad, that this is one of those games now at this point you just want to get out of here.
Well, I mean, I think that's it. You want to get out of here. You don't want to have any more injuries. You can't cash it in just yet, though. I mean, there's 6 minutes to go, and they got some athletes on that side of the ball.
They have twin receivers on either side. The running back lines up about a yard to the left of the quarterback. Noel throws it with everything he's got, and the receiver almost caught the football. Good coverage. A well-thrown football and just missing.
Yeah, good job there. It looked like Kareem Muhammad in on the coverage there for the Bruins, step for step with him, and got a hand in right at the last second. But definitely a very good thrown ball and almost pulled in for the reception.
2nd and 10 for Patrick Henry from their 31-yard line. Same formation. Twins on either side. The running back about a yard and a half to the left of the quarterback. He takes a straight drop. Now he's going to run it. Has a little bit of room. He's going to get up close to the first down marker, and he's going to slide, and I think he has just enough for the chains to move, and looks like they are going to move.
Yeah, looks like he just had just enough room right there. Epperly in on the tackle, but not before he's able to pick up a first down. You know, there was just so much, I would say green, but it's not green, it's brown. And, you know, when he made that cut, a couple of the defenders tried to go with him, but just their feet slid out from underneath them.
Usually we say there's a lot of green grass. Tonight we're saying there's a lot of brown dirt. Here's a pass that's almost intercepted by Logan Hudson. I think he was surprised. It hit him right in the hands.
I understand that. It was right in his hands. Wasn't able to come up with it, but hey, another good defensive play right there.
3rd and 10. I don't think the scoreboard has updated yet. 2nd down. Snap back. Another long pass coming. Just throw it up and see if someone can get to it. And the closest one was Brian Mitchell, and it was just a little bit over his head as well, as PH is going for broke here with 5:32 remaining in the game.
But I tell you, the other part is Coach Sheeler and Coach Vips, they're dialing up some pressure coming from those inside backers, and they're really coming from every direction, inside and outside, and that's making number 12, Stevens Noel, get rid of the ball a little bit quicker.
Russell will line up to his left. Twins on either side of the field. Ball on the near side hash. Back comes the snap. Rolling to his right is the quarterback. Still rolling. Looks like he wants to run it, and he's going to be driven out of bounds after a gain of about 2 along the PH sideline.
Yeah, good hit over there by Epperly over on their sideline.
That'll bring up 4th and either 8 or 7.
Bring up a big 4th down right there. You know, that right there just sort of, you know, you watch that and you see the speed of that defense, even on a sloppy field right here. You know, Epperly was on the backside linebacker and chased him down.
Able to seal the edge. Twins on either side again. Ball on the far side hash. Back comes the snap. Noel running, and he's going to be, I think, thrown down for a loss, but he gets away, able to throw it, and his receiver almost picked it off his shoe tops along the Blacksburg sideline. Almost another big loss for the Blacksburg defense, but they do force a punting situation for Patrick Henry.
Yeah, Drew, actually that was 4th down, so it's his turnover on downs.
That was 4th down. Yeah. I stand corrected.
Babcock had him, and he was swinging him around, and I think he thought that he had him down, but somehow, Stevens Noel was able to keep his feet and got rid of the ball, but Drew had already done the damage there.
Epperly gets off of the field. Colston to the far side, Twins to the near side, 2 in the backfield with Johnston. Handoff is to Mitchell. He dances around and he finds some room. Check that, it's Tyquest Terry, and Terry's got a big gain down near the 15-yard line.
Great job right there. I'd like to see these Bruins tack another one on here just for good measures.
16-yard line. Tyquest Terry takes it deep into Patriot
1st and 10 on the Nest Realty first down for Blacksburg.
Not till he's picked up another first down. Bruins at the Patriot 16-yard line.
Colston to the far side of the field. The ball on the far side hash. Twin receivers to the near side, 2 in the backfield again on either side of the quarterback Johnston. He claps his hands. Back it comes. Hand off to Mitchell. Following blockers. Cutting around the edge. He'll be driven out of bounds inside or very near the 5. Let's see where they mark it.
Very good run right there, just following that wall of blockers and able to pick up a first down. So it's going to be 1st and goal here for the Bruins.
Another Nest Realty first down for Blacksburg. They will spot it at the 6.
Bruins from the 6-yard line.
Coffey looks to the side to get the play call. He has it. splits out near the numbers. Single running back in the backfield for Blacksburg, running straight ahead, a gain of maybe a yard.
That looked like he hit man Norris there carrying the mail on this one. Number 41 for the Bruins.
Hitman getting a little offensive action and a gain of 2.
He deserves it. I tell you what, he's brought it out there today on that defensive side and the special teams.
And this is the formation Blacksburg worked on this week. It's a double H-back set. Back it comes to Norris again, and the football came loose. Let's see who's got it. It's going to be Patrick Henry recovering the football in the end zone.
Fumble on the play goes into the end zone.
That's unfortunate. We needed to stick another one in right there, but ball pops out, which, you know, as crazy as it is, I think that's the first time that we've had a ball come out tonight in these field conditions, if I remember correctly.
May have been one other, but you're right. It's been a pretty sure-handed night for Blacksburg on a field where sure-handedness was not a given by any means.
You hate to lose those opportunities, though. When you're down inside that 5-yard line, you want to be able to find a way into the end zone.
Twin receivers to either side of the field. Stevens Noel continuing at quarterback. Russell to his left. Straight ahead run by the quarterback, and he is gobbled up by a couple of Bruins right about the line of scrimmage. Looked like a little bit of a quarterback draw on that play.
Yeah, good job right there. Epperly once again comes up and makes the first initial contact and lays the wood, and then Babcock comes and cleans it up.
2nd and 10. The good thing is the clock is continuing to run, down to 3:40 remaining in the final period of play. Twins again to either side. The running back is to the left of the quarterback. Blacksburg brings pressure right up the middle. The quarterback has to scramble to his left, still scrambling, and he's going to be dragged out of bounds at about the line of scrimmage along the PH sideline.
Terrific job right there by Blaze Butler, number 84, getting a little bit of action out there on that defensive side.
Starting to see a few different Bruins getting into the game.
He'll be run out of bounds by number 84, Blaze Butler for the Bruins.
Looks like Nathan Mathena's out there as well. 3rd and 10 for the Patriots from their own 20. Single receiver left, 2 to the right. The throw is towards the PH sideline, overthrown. And it's 4th and 10. And PH will send Mr. Langhammer onto the field to punt.
Great job once again by that Bruin defense, hanging in strong.
Mitchell will deploy at about the 40-yard line of Blacksburg. Langhammer standing at about his 5.
Brian Mitchell back deep to receive for Blacksburg.
Snap comes back. Another punt off the side of the foot. This one's going to bounce near midfield. It'll go across the midfield stripe and be down at the 47 of Blacksburg, where the Bruins take over with 3:08 remaining in the game.
Great job. Looks like coaches are sort of mixing a few in here. It's good to see 51 Levi Linkus out there on that line. Number 70 Sam Hughes. Number 55 Ryan Castle.
Bubby Cole. And running back Luke Goforth will be the quarterback. Babcock and Coffey are staying in there. Drew Babcock, he's mud from head to toe.
I'm telling you, you look at him and Cole and Kareem Muhammad and Brian Mitchell. You can't. Ty Quest.
Here's Bubby with a handoff, and looks like he might lose a yard on that play. You know what? Knowing Drew Babcock like we do, I bet he's having a ball out there in this slop.
Well, you know, I told Cole, you know, today, I said, this is, even though it's bad field conditions and those types of things, sometimes these games are the most fun. You just get to go out there and play and be a kid, and And you know,
remember we were kids and there was just a downpour, and you'd go out and play football, and you'd come home mud to toe, and your mom would just look at you like she'd just point.
Yep.
Like don't even come in the house. Take them off out there.
That's right.
It's one of those kind of nights. Bubby gets the carry and has some room. He's going to have a gain of about 10. He's going to be up near the first down marker. That may be an 11-yard gain on what was 2nd and 12.
Good hard run there by Bubby Cole. Going around that outside, picks up good yardage right there.
Wouldn't you love to see Bubby just break one right about now?
Oh, absolutely. Couldn't happen to a better kid. Looks like number 50, Scott Hudson's in the ball game as well.
Making the stop for the Patriots.
Cordell Croy is in the game at receiver.
Line of scrimmage will be the Patriots.
Chaz Sheeler getting a little receiver work tonight on the inside slot.
33 on the run.
Bubby gets the handoff, and he'll be tackled behind the line of scrimmage on that play. The PH defensive lineman shot through, and Bubby didn't have a chance.
I tell you what, I want to give a good shout out to this offensive line. They did a tremendous job tonight in these wet field conditions, opening up big holes, giving Grant a lot of protection. Just did a terrific job.
28-7, Blacksburg on the verge of running their record to 6-0. The Bruins will be at Dwight Bogle Stadium in Roanoke next Friday night to face the Cave Spring Knights. Like to see as many Bruins as possible make that short trip. Here's a punt by Goforth that's going to roll dead at about the 10 or 11 yard line.
11 yards.
Very good punt right there.
37.
You know, one thing we mentioned, we talked about ball security with the backs, receivers, quarterback. The one that it all starts with is the snapper, Parker White. And in these rough field conditions that we had today, I don't think we had a bad snap, not one. I mean, that's just hats off to Parker White and the job that he did.
I think there's been, what, one bad snap all year long from Parker White, the one that went over the head last week?
Right, that's right.
One in 6 games, one.
He's done a terrific job, and I'm just so happy for him, and he's sort of fought his way all the way to that position, and just very happy for number 52.
Twin receivers to either side for Patrick Henry. Stevens Noel in a quarterback. Roy Gunn was injured towards the end of the first half and has not come back into the game. We certainly hope he is okay to go the rest of the way. And here's a little extracurricular activity. It looked like on the part of Patrick Henry. Flags fly from several officials, and well, this is what you don't like, Brad. And there's another flag that comes up.
Yeah, we got to maintain our focus. We can't get to that level. We've done really good about not having stupid penalties.
And here's a little bit more activity coming on, and the coaches are telling the players, you get on the sideline and stay there. And the PH coaches come out on the field to break it up as well, and that's about the ugliest we've seen out of a Bruins team and a opponent in quite a while, Brad.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you just have to, you got to keep your composure, though, and good job by the Blacksburg coaches getting out and squashing it quickly, because a lot of those starters are sitting over here on the sideline, and they was ready to get out on that field to take up for their teammates, and very good job of keeping them over here on the sideline. They, like I said before, they got more fish to fry, and they don't need to be getting themselves into hot water, and they got to maintain their composure.
And the officials are going to take quite a while, I think, to sort this one out.
Well, you have to be careful, because I don't know. I couldn't tell if there was a punch thrown or not. Sometimes if there's punches thrown, I mean, there'll be ejections. So I'm not exactly sure what's happening here.
Eddie Sloss is out on the field getting an explanation. Eddie's actually in between the hash marks.
So they give a personal foul to the Bruins. I don't know what happened there. Unsportsmanlike against the Bruins. So that's a 30-yard penalty.
So it must be
Bruins.
2 of them. And I don't know if Eddie Sloss is saying which 2 players was it, which 2 players was it.
Yeah, that's we got to clean that mess up. I mean, there's just no sense in that. You can't have those types of mistakes trickle into your game.
And sometimes, Brad, it is the second guy that gets caught. Noel, Stevens Noel just puts it up in the general direction of a receiver. Is intercepted by Goforth, running along the PH sideline, up over midfield where he slips. His feet went out from under him, and the feet went ahead, the body stopped, and Goforth slides into third base at about the 47-yard line.
I would have put the brakes on too, because number 70, 6'2", 290, was coming at him, and so he put the brakes on in 70. It was like Top Gun. He just flew by.
Sometimes self-preservation takes over.
Absolutely.
First down, Blacksburg. 31 seconds remaining in the game. Blacksburg will move their record to 6-0. They'll head up to Dwight Bogle Stadium next Friday night to take on the Cave Spring Knights. The Knights were off this week. They will have had 2 weeks to prepare for Blacksburg. And this may be the final play of the game. Luke Goforth takes a knee. The clock is under 30 seconds. And this more than likely will be the end of the game. The officials moved the ball back, but
it definitely is. It's 17 seconds to go.
That will be the end of the game as the clock is at 10 seconds, but it will wind down. Blacksburg will run its record to 6-0. 28-7. Blacksburg over Class 5 Patrick Henry here tonight at Bill Brown Stadium in Blacksburg.
On behalf of the Virginia High School
we will be back with the Main Street Pharmacy postgame show when we return. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on your local station, ESPN Blacksburg.